What's up, Care Factor Nation? Rich Maliki back for another podcast. This time I have a very special guest in-house with us, Todd Breiner, Senior Vice President of Middleby Marshall. Todd, say hello to the Care Factor Nation.
Hello, Nation. Thanks for having me, man. I was so stoked to make the trip last night, get out here, and stop in on my way up to the CIA. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. So I guess let's do a little introduction for everybody that may not know who you are.
Sure.
Tell everybody just a little bit briefly about yourself.
Yeah, I've been in the industry since '96. Started actually as a dealer. Worked there 10 years. Did a
what dealer did you start with?
Concept Services in Austin.
Oh, I know Concept. Okay.
Yeah. Actually was 25th employee back then. So yeah, back when it was small,
Kept
before
growing.
even they had the big building, any of that stuff. So it was good timing. So got in there, was there 10 years, left, started my own consulting company, did that. Worked with Jason's Deli, who was a customer of mine. Went and joined Jason's Deli, worked there for 7 years, running some of their development, R&D, equipment stuff, architectural, all that stuff behind the scenes. I was ready for a change. Knew Dave Brewer, Don Hawkins, who were over at Middleby at the time, and we were out having a dinner. And Dave was running Star and said, "Hey, you've got an interesting toolkit, if you will." You know, he said, "Look, you've been on all sides of the business. Most of these guys walk in and only do one thing. Would you mind coming over manufacturing side?" So that's kind of what got me over there. So I've been over at Middleby since.
Nice. So going back to the dealer. When you started Concept, before you got the Concept.
Yeah.
I guess some of the more early years. What were you doing before then, and how'd you find your way to Concept Services?
I was trying to find my way.
Okay.
Literally, I was 23 when I started Concept.
Okay. Young, yeah.
Yeah. So I was 23 at the time, and it was, I believe things in life happen for a reason if you get out of its way. And I was living in Austin, went to school at Arizona State University, worked out there for a couple of years with Club Med International.
Okay.
Talk about bad business decisions. Had no idea how good my life was at 21 and 22 until I switched industries and went to Austin. But anyhow, I joined Concept at 23. And it was purely luck. I was dating a girl in Austin, Texas. Her neighbor, Kyle Johnson, worked at Concept Services. We kind of became friends, started playing some golf together, everything. I was looking for a change. He brought me in. He said, look, I think you'd be great at this, and this is kind of what we do and how we do it. And I had an opportunity to go in and meet Hal Schroeder, their president, and walked around and said, man, I'm ready to try this out. And I love the idea of traveling and doing some of that. So it's just one of those things. Just get it out of the way. Yeah,
it's like it almost is kind of fate. You know, I look at, like, we talk about, like, young guys finding their way into the industry. Everyone's looking for new talent.
Yeah.
You know, and I talk about this often when I went over to the high school, and I met these two young guys, Connor and Jamal, who are now training. Those are my two trainees that we talked about. And, I don't think they knew that this is something that they were going to entertain.
No.
You know, and I kind of walked in out of nowhere, and we got to talking, and they came here the next week with they said, hey, can we come with our parents? We want to come talk about a future here. So, yeah, I mean, I think fate plays a lot into some of these things.
It's funny. I talked to so many people in the industry, and none of us planned it.
No.
I didn't know at 23 I was signing my life away to this industry. And literally, I tell people that all the time. I mean, Jonathan Schroeder works with me.
Yeah. I'll be on. I should be on a podcast with Jonathan tomorrow.
Are you?
I'm jumping on.
Are you Skyping with him?
I'm Skyping.
I'm doing it in 2 weeks with him.
Nice.
I'm going back out to Cali.
Nice.
But I joked with Jonathan after he signed and everything, and he'd been with me a little bit. I said, "You don't know what you just did, do you?" And he goes, "No." I said, "You're 23." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you're in the restaurant industry the rest of your life.
That's it. You're done."
And he said, "Really?" I said, "No one leaves." I said, "It's the weirdest thing in the world, but no one leaves. It's it's a love and a passion you develop, and I think it kind of finds it. But I think there's also some culpability, though, and responsibility on our behalf on how we talk about our industry, whether it's from manufacturing, an end user, everything else, and even to my kids. When my kids were really young. I'd listen and talk to people like, my dad sells griddles.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you going to take me to school, on the parent day and, you educate people and do that and say, yeah, my dad sells griddles. I said, who's going to want to listen to me talk?
No.
So I think it's also incumbent upon us as an industry to make sure we're talking about it in a different way, and especially with advancement of technology and stuff. There's so many cool things going on in this industry.
Yeah. That's exactly, I think, what we're trying to do. We're trying to kind of make it like when I was on Gary Vee, he was like, you got to make it sexy. And that's, you kind of do. I mean, and this is, every day's a new day.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different people to meet and interesting people, and there's interesting things happening, especially, like I said, technology. It's not just, selling griddles or fixing griddles anymore. It's It's a lot to it.
Yeah. And I mean, talking about sexy, so I laugh, right? Where do we take dates? Restaurants.
That's right.
Just it's sexy. I mean, we wouldn't be taking them there if it wasn't. Am I right?
That's true.
So, again, I think it's just incumbent upon us to put it out there. But, having been in this industry since 96, I would say the last 3 to 4 years have been the funnest because there was always a desire to invest in technology and other things, and we could never get people to pay for it.
Yeah.
They didn't have a reason to, so why spend the money on it? With the advent of our current, unemployment situation, wages, everything, now all of a sudden, Pandora's box opened, and technology from everything from a control to what you guys and what we're doing here today. So to me, it's there's never been a funner time in the industry, and for me personally, it's kind of been rejuvenating and kind of exciting, and trying to find a way to partner and lead and stay young with you guys.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, right? And so let's talk a little bit about Middleby Marshall too and technology. So I saw actually you were doing a video, so that's one of the things that we're trying to get everybody excited about, to get online and to start telling their stories, start talking about their business and their company, not necessarily driving the sales down people's throats.
Sure.
I saw you did a nice video the other day.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about the CTX ovens.
Yeah.
So what's going on with CTX?
So CTX is this diamond that Middleby's owned for 20 years. I came over to Middleby Marshall in September of last year. And the biggest reason was I saw this diamond sitting there and they weren't sure what to do. When I walked in the door at the time, and it isn't, knocking anyone that's in the building or that worked on the project, but they were cooking 4 different types of protein. Our demo was, here's a steak, here's a chicken, here's a fish, and here's a hamburger. We could cook it all in 8 minutes or less, and no human error. Yeah. Food safety, it covers all the bases of what you want. It's an automated solution, which is fantastic. The problem is no one realizes when we're cooking something at 875 degrees, which that oven will go up to, why am I not steaming? Why am I not baking? Why am I not broiling? Why am I not finishing? So for me, there was never a better time in the industry to relaunch CTX. So that's essentially what I've been focused on. We own the pizza category on our impingement ovens. We do a phenomenal job, and I don't mean own. We just have a ton of ovens out there, but
you got a great market share.
Yeah, we do tremendously well in that area. And for me, we don't want to be, I use the saying, I don't want to be one Papa John's away. I don't want to wake up in the morning wondering what's going to happen in the pizza industry, because they've got competition going on with delivery outside of just pizza itself. I mean, they're beating each other up, and it's a race technology, and you see what Domino's has done. I mean, they've changed the entire game.
Phenomenal.
It's insane.
Whoever is running all that, the marketing and the technology, phenomenal.
Yeah, they became an IT company overnight. Yeah. It was a genius. So, but back to CTX, we do extremely well, obviously, in the pizza side and with impingement, what we do, and we're thankful, and we continue to develop new technology. And for us, really, the next generation of pizza is going to be automating the process, so involving our robotics divisions.
We saw a little bit about that in AFM.
Absolutely.
I actually placed an order.
Yeah.
I placed an order, and a robot made my pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're at NRA, you got a chance to come by. I mean, it was insane. But even to the fact that we had a smart table. So if the order comes in and I'm looking at my KDS screen, I've got to make a pepperoni, mushroom, jalapeno pizza, let's just say. As you grab toppings, it tells you. It'll flash red on you. Say, no, that's not a jalapeno, or no, that's not a pepperoni. That doesn't go on here. I mean, it's just insane. So you take it to that level, then you got a robot putting it in, a robot taking it out, and that incredible puck cabinet that David Obby and his team over Carter Hoffman did, where you can come in, it's heated, it's ready to go, it's QR code. You put your phone up to it, boom, locker opens, and you're off the door with your pizza, or whether it's a Grubhub guy or anybody, right? Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
So again, advance of technology. So pizza to me is really going to a fully automated solution, which is, again, a ton of fun because it's all technology based. The CTX itself, and back to what we were talking about, for me, it was getting people out of the paradigm and the tunnel vision that they had, because that's the way we had promoted the oven for so long.
Right.
So it was bringing other chefs in really and saying, look, blow shit up, catch it on fire. Literally. And I'll never forget our first rep training. I was so thankful. They caught it on fire. They caught a dish on fire.
Okay.
So we didn't think about the fact we actually had to par cook the bacon before we wrapped the scallop. Bacon's going to take longer to cook than a scallop.
Right.
So the guy just, I said, look, guys, just play with it, blow it up. We don't know what it's going to do. Let's just have fun with it.
Yeah.
We won't burn the building down. So they put it in wooden toothpick. The fat from the bacon starts coming off and actually got so hot in there, it caused a fire.
Okay.
told them, don't touch it. Like, what the hell do you mean don't touch it?
Let it go.
Let it go through. It's on a plate. I mean, self-contained.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever. It's 3 or 4 scallops. It comes out on fire. We put it out. I said, all right, grab a steak, run it. Mm-hmm. Like, what? I said, run it. I said,
we gotta test it.
If it works, this is a hell of a tool here to say, look, I can catch stuff on fire in this oven. It still works.
Yeah.
And sure as hell, we ran steak, and we continue to use that oven today, sitting in the lab. Haven't touched it once.
Okay.
So it literally has this bulletproof capability. So for me, it was getting everyone out of the paradigm, bringing chefs in, food, everything, and just saying, look, you guys go do it.
Yeah.
You know, my job is to get out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And so since then, it's been such an evolution. I mean, we realize now we can handle every day part with that oven. It's an automated solution. You push a button, you go away. Okay, so you just keep loading, pushing buttons, and that thing's running itself. But I can bake, steam, broil, cook, char, do all that in those ovens.
It's doing a lot with combi ovens you're doing today.
Yeah, doing a lot of it without all the technology. I don't need plumbing. I don't need a drain.
Right.
I don't need a college education sometimes to operate some of those controls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's very mundane. I mean, we understand, you know, who's working in the restaurants. And the goal, again, is to reduce operational complexity and to make it easy on the operators themselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I look at the business case, and this will be my 2-minute sales pitch if you want CTX, but it makes sense. So, one, I got an automated solution. So if I have a griddle, charbroiler, and a saute station, I typically have 2 or 3 people running that.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a triple stack or a double stack CTX, I can have one person run it, push a button, keep loading food. So now I've taken physical labor off the line, off the payroll, actual dollar saved.
Yeah.
If you're paying a line cook $15 to $25, depending where you are in the United States, can you pay them $12 to $15 to push a button instead?
Right. Yeah, right? That's big savings.
You're challenged by skill sets, right? So your job right now, and one of your challenges has been, how do I find young people, get people in the industry, doing what you do? Mm-hmm. You got to train them, you got to educate them, everything. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Same thing these restaurants are dealing with too.
Yeah. Huge investments.
If we can make it easy on them that they're pushing buttons now, not having to go to chef school, again, student debt, other costs.
Big thing we talk about.
It's a barrier to entry for a lot of people. They don't have the money to go to school, whether it's culinary school, community college, or 4-year university.
Yeah.
So let's take that out of their hands. Let's get them on the line. Let them start making some money. And again, they're pushing buttons. So from labor perspective, it solves that. We're the only cooking piece of equipment. And man, I'm going to butcher this thing. What the hell is that thing called? Anyhow, some do.
It's all right.
I'll figure it out.
We'll come back to it.
All right. Anyhow, but food safety wise, we actually intubated chicken with different bacteria and everything, ran it through the CTX. They tested afterwards, and it killed 99.79s after that of all the bacteria. You couldn't even find it.
Wow.
So we're the only piece of equipment in the industry. So we're reducing labor. We're giving you better food safety in an automated solution. And given the challenges restaurants are operating, again, why I think it's that diamond in the rough that was sitting there waiting for me, calling my name to get in the building. And for me, it wasn't me. It was just, you know, removing obstacles and letting people go do what they do best.
Yeah. So from a service company standpoint,
yeah.
Now we have these CTX going out into the field, into the market. How are we finding the installation process from your side? Because obviously we're not actually doing that yet for you guys, but
sure.
From maybe from a manufacturer's perspective into a service guy's perspective, kind of thing. How are the installs coming along? What's involved? What's entailed, and as far as service and parts and
the CTX, fortunately, is very easy to install. I don't have a gas line. I got an electric plug. I need a 30 amp service. Run 208, 3-phase on it. Typically, that's the way we ship the thing out. If I have to go to single, I go to a 50 amp service. It's either program or not program, but installs are fairly easy. I mean, typically the hardest part of the installs is they weigh a lot. They're 600-700 pounds.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. So this is really
technically as far as gas lines and
this
stuff.
Is
but dude, it's a hernia waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You're stacking 600-700 pounds on top of each other and trying to move that thing into place.
Yeah. So this is more like a maneuver. Safe, keep the safety at the top of the line, and just kind of making sure we get these things in the door safely.
Yeah, but we do it similar to like we even do with our impingement ovens. You can run 2 bars through the cavity if you have a lift. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually physically asking people to do it anything. And our heating elements are fully encased inside the CTX in 8-gauge steel. That's why that fire, I couldn't understand why it didn't do anything. It's
okay.
One of our heating elements alone weighs 50 pounds.
Oh, man.
That's all steel protection. So that's why. But because of that, you can run either, cover your forks, or you can run some bars through like we do with some of the large pizza ovens that we do with Domino's and other chains, and use a lift and get it up. That's the safest way and what we recommend. For me, the biggest part, and many in the industry, but us in particular, we're behind on utilizing technology to help you guys out in the field. So one of the things we're working on right now is starting to bring in and utilizing video. So how do I train you to do an install on a video?
Yep.
How do I show you to fix the top 5 things that happen on a CTX on a video?
Yes.
And we're fortunate. CTX does run less than 1% warranty. So
wow.
it's
that's pretty phenomenal.
Tank. Yeah, no, it's insane. And we show our numbers to anybody. So it's a phenomenal oven. But that being said, things happen, things break. We make things. Anything that you buy or make will break at some point. So
anything, of course.
And so for us, it's how do I make it easier on you? I'm tight. I have trouble recruiting people internally to do what we do. Yeah. And when I do, typically I'm hurting you because I'm taking a guy off a truck and bringing him in an office. Now you got to go find another guy. Right? So true. How do we do that? And I don't have to send my guy out in the field to 49, 50 states. Plus, we do an immense amount of business internationally. We can talk about that later. We do about 60% of our business international on the pizza side.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very big.
Okay.
But how do I do that in a way that allows you guys to go out and be efficient, learn, educate your people without having to send people physically out of my building and have them gone? So when you're out on the field and you need help, you call in. We have someone there to help you. Yeah. So we're trying to really utilize video, digital, and other means to do the trainings and the installs for CTX and our other WOW technology, and then our standard impingement technology. Yeah, I mean that's the way the industry needs to kind of go. Any manufacturers that are out there that aren't thinking about it. I know there's a lot of manufacturers that haven't jumped in the pool at all. I mean, it's just, and it's kind of scary because at some point, they're going to have to take that plunge, and they're going to be very behind. Yeah. And it's going to be hard pushing a boulder up a mountain to catch up to a lot of the manufacturers. And same thing with the service companies and the reps and the dealers. You need to jump on board. These how-to videos, I mean, we're talking about here in-house doing how-to videos for our customers for maintenance, simple maintenance things, and different things like that, just to avoid. We don't want to come out and do nuisance calls. We don't want to charge you $200 to plug something in or to clean something out or just we want to be able to avoid those things. I mean, this is what the media world is so powerful now. It's amazing. So there's so much inefficiency, I think, in our industry as a whole. You and I were talking earlier this morning about how you get calls and get out, and then the nuisance calls to some of the other things that go out. So if we could just start streamlining the processes and educating people and putting it out there and quit being so protectionary over things that aren't IP related and giving all your secrets away online. Yeah. All of a sudden I, as a manufacturer, have a chance to deliver a better service experience, not just with a sale and install, but long term, right? I want loyal fans. I want people talking about CTX. I want people talking about WOW technology. I want people talking about Middleby Marshall in a positive light. And they're going to do that if the experience after the sale is great. So how do I do that? I empower you guys. I give you video. We do everything we possibly can to make it easier on you and the end users. And your point now, I mean, we were up there, you had guys with 16, 18 calls today. I mean, it's insane. Yeah. So if you took 2 of those away every day because they're nuisance calls or other things that could have been easily fixed via video, why would we not do that? Right. Yeah, and people get worried. Oh, it's gonna take away my business. I'm gonna lose my business. That's just not the case because 99% of people are still going to want a qualified, certified technician to come and handle their repairs. But if we can get them, looking at something, how to filter properly. You want me to come in here and press the red button on the pump for you, on the motor for you, to free stuff up? I mean, of course we might have to come because that's just not going to work. But wouldn't you like to try everything that you can before you make that phone call? And save $200 or $300 or $400, depending on overtime on a weekend. I mean, come on. Well, and as well as I do, restaurant managers and their employees are some of the best damn MacGyvers I've ever seen. I mean, I learn half the time I walk in those places. Those guys find workarounds like I've never seen. They do. So, again, not every restaurant has them, but there's plenty of them out there. Yeah. And they're watching their bottom line. It's, it's their money they're taking home at some point, and the business is making too. Yeah. So it's important for the restaurant. It's important for the employees and everyone else. So if you can empower them, why would you not? The other part of that, though, I think an important thing you said was, it's a defensive strategy. I don't ever want to do business from defense.
Yeah.
I want to be on the offense.
Yes, we always want to play offense.
All the time.
Me too.
So if I have other people out there that want to do defensive, go for it. Keep doing it.
Yes. Give me the ball.
Hold it tighter. Squeeze the baby tighter. Squeeze the baby
Give me
tighter.
the ball.
We're going to run. We're going to make mistakes. We'll be transparent. We're going to be honest with you.
Yes.
We're going to tell you about it. We're going to fix it. We'll be accountable. But
Yeah.
we're going to run. And we're going to go offense. I don't believe the best defense is, the best offense. Or the best offense is a good defense.
Yes. But yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I want to play offense all day, every day. And we're going to be transparent. We're going to show you. We're going to document our journey. We're going to show you what the technicians are doing. We're going to tell you why they're doing it. And ultimately, I think it just brings you closer to everybody. It brings you, because at the end of the day, we need to build the trust.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bad rapport out there when you hear about a service company or someone coming in going, oh, he's going to screw me and all. And I'm sure there are companies out there that aren't doing the right thing, but I would say the majority of them, and I know a lot of them in this industry, are doing the right thing. Good companies, and you start putting this stuff out, it changes the game.
No, it does. I mean, and the sad thing too about what you just said, you guys catch it all. We just talked about people that call you out, don't want to pay bills, people that don't respect what you do, people that think, oh, you're a repair guy.
Yeah.
And I use the analogy upstairs. You need help. If I call the doctor, I sure as hell am not an asshole to the guy.
Right.
I'm really nice because I need to get in to get a doctor because I need help. It's a complete opposite of how you guys get handled on this side, and it's all about you guys are out to screw people or,
Right. There's that persona out there.
There is. And
there's a bad perception.
There was probably some of that for sure that existed 10, 15 years ago. There's
Absolutely.
a lot of things that existed 10 to 15 years ago that don't exist today.
No. And like I said, even if there's a small percentage of ones that are, there's a larger percentage of ones that are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And, when you're putting the media stuff out there and you're putting your stuff out there, like with Middleby, if Middleby Marshall is going to be out there and they're putting, we're seeing you, who's senior vice president, you're out there and doing videos and you're out there with people and you're out there with the equipment and we're getting to see firsthand what's actually happening. It brings us closer. It's like, what? I want to do business with this guy. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And you get to and you build that trust and you understand that there's actually a human being on the other end that wants to help me. It might be a mom, might be a dad. Like I have, we're doing these videos now. You met Steph on the plane. Yeah. There's uncles, there's fathers, there's sisters, there's brothers. We're all those things probably first. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we could really show the human side of this business. Yeah. That's the whole powerful thing for me.
What you're doing and peeling the onion back on this side of the sector is so important. What I've seen Josh doing out there and some of the others out there that are leading. We were talking about Hawkins earlier. They're phenomenal out of Denver. John and his crew. But, if we don't get to see it, live it, and understand it, we live life by perception.
Yes.
And there's all sorts of perceptions. Unfortunately, there's a lot of old perceptions that still exist, like you're out to screw everybody.
True.
So, you guys are helping your own cause just by doing that. Secondly, for us and the partnership and all that, and it's like I tell my kids, life's relationships. When all this is said and done, I just want to have relationships around me.
That's
one day when I hopefully get to retire at some point or whatever I decide to do. My kids, I bring them traveling with me sometimes during summers and other things because I want them to experience. I want them to see that. And they're like, Dad, you got friends in California. You got a friend in Jersey. You got a friend. What the? And I said, but that's what life's about.
Yeah.
I know this TSA lady at the Austin airport. I just brought her a whole thing. She loves butterscotch candy.
Nice.
Saw her last night. I come through on Sundays usually. Gave her a bag of butterscotch candy.
She wanted. That's a beautiful thing.
That's what life's about.
That's a beautiful thing. I love that.
And to me, that's for me personally, it's very nourishing. And I think it is for a lot of people. If we could get back to focusing that way. It's
good to be good to people.
Yeah.
And especially in this industry, I mean, and you know it. I mean, just like you said, your relationships, you build the friendships. I mean, I've made some good friendships with Josh. Josh at American Kitchen in Philly. Mm-hmm. TJ at Coker at a Coker Service in Midwest. Josh Zolan now. I mean, there's just so many good people in this industry, and it's one of those things that's why I'm so excited to continue to talk about it and talk good about it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on. I mean, this is a booming industry.
Well, it is, and I started to realize, we joked earlier that it was fate and all these things that happen, but I think this industry is really built by doers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Because you can go get college educated, you can go do all these other things and anything else, but at the end of the day, this industry is all about doing.
Yes, it is.
Not talking about it.
Execution is the game.
It's doers. And, it's the hustlers of the world. It's those guys that are making things happen. Mm-hmm. And whether they're the back line cooking my meal, to the lady greeting me when I walk in the door, to the service guy out there taking care of stuff, to my factory guys like Poncho, who's been at Middleby Marshall for 39 years.
Wow.
Putting motors on ovens.
Yeah.
He's a doer. He's a hustler. That guy has raised 4 kids, 39 years at Middleby Marshall. And I'm proud to say he's got 1 kid who's finally going to be graduating with an engineering degree. First ever in his family.
Amazing.
But that's what life's about.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
And you find a lot of guys like that all across the country in this industry, 30, 35, 39, 40 years. When we went to Sefesa conference and I was speaking in Dallas, they were, wanted us to introduce ourselves and say how many years we've been in the business. And I'm like, I was the youngest guy in the room, so I didn't have, everybody was like, hey, John, from some so-and-so, 42 years, 43 years, 39 years, 36 years. There's longevity here.
Well, there
for
is,
a reason.
But there's another side to that, too. You notice I didn't tell you how long I've been in the industry. I just told you when it started.
Right.
You reach your point. I think I'm starting to reach that point hanging out with the guys like you, Jonathan, and the other youngsters in the industry. For me personally, I'm like, all right, it's your turn to keep me young and keep me going. But this isn't inspirational, like I said, about the tech and stuff. But, and look, dude, badges don't matter anymore either. That's one thing I love. Tech has broken down so many barriers for everybody. Mm-hmm. I've been in the industry 2 years. I know guys we hire that come in and flip this whole building and make things happen from the first 6 months they're there.
Yeah.
So, to your guy that just organized your warehouse. Cleanest warehouse I've ever freaking walked into and a parts company ever.
Kudos to you, Freddie.
Yeah. Freddie, you're killing it, man.
Great job.
But no, it's those people, right? So it doesn't, 50 years, 20 years, 1 year, 6 months. All those things are kind of starting to get broken down, which is a good thing. That also helped the industry too, because, I think we're in a big transfer right now. The people that were my mentors and that I looked up to and worked with, that when I was a 23-year-old, they're in their mid-40s like I am now. They're on their way out.
Yeah. It's a big shift change.
And there's going to be a major, major shift change. Yeah. And, I look at what we're doing even at Middleby Marshall. I've got 2 sales guys that aren't even 30 years old.
Yeah.
And people are like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You're a $65 billion or $1 million company just at Middleby Marshall alone, and I have a couple older, but that's what I want.
Yeah, because you want guys that are young, willing to learn, willing to work. Those are going to be your best
things, like Jonathan Schroeder with this Culinary School podcast.
Yes.
Jonathan's been with me 5-6 years now in this industry, but one of the first things he had asked me once he started was, if we're going to Middleby Marshall, can I still do my podcast? I'm like, hell yeah, you're going to do it, and I don't want you to stop it. And in fact, we'll put it on the webpage.
Beautiful.
They're doing the things that I can't. It's an excuse, but I elect to not take the time to learn all of it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right? Because there's only so much I can do. 4 kids, getting older, traveling, doing those things. Right. So I have time to go figure out everything. That's podcasts.
Yeah, you got priorities.
No.
So
I try to make sure I'm getting better at it, and I keep developing content for it and doing those things.
That's a great point, though. You have guys like Jonathan, and that's what companies should need to pay attention to.
You got Angel.
You have guys that you got to pay attention that you could be utilizing maybe in other places. Like even if a guy internally, we don't have money for this, we don't have time for this. You do have money, you do have time, you just don't know it because it's going to bring you back. The ROI is going to be tenfold in opportunities, relationships, and everything else. It's happening for me right now.
Yeah. Well, and I tell people too. They say, "Who runs your marketing?" I said, "We don't have a marketing person right now." They said, "What?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No." I said, "We all do marketing."
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, including the customer service people to everyone in our company. And I asked them to go out, do things in the communities. We're very active in Elgin, outside Chicago, where we're based, and in the Chicago community. And they do a lot with Cal Kids and other things. And I asked them, make sure you take the pictures, do the things. We want to go out and sponsor those things and bring it back in, and we post all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately for the magazines, I know they're not going to like me saying this, but when I walked in the door, man, I looked at our magazine budget and had a heart attack. I'm not kidding.
I don't even want to know.
No. So, unfortunately,
I hate to say that too,
anything that could be cut, I cut.
I
left some because I still think there's a value there because we're in that shift. We're not there yet.
Right.
So you can't just completely negate it, but I needed to transfer some funds to be able to start investing in the technology, the video, the other things that we wanted to do because we know that's where the future is.
Absolutely.
And we just talked about earlier about these companies that are so far behind the 8 ball on doing video, any of the stuff and utilizing technology. Yeah. I came in and said, well, full story. So going back to the day I walk in, I spend 7 days at Middleby, or my first 5 days at Middleby Marshall. At the end of the week, I get people together, and I said, you know what we are? And they said, what? And I said, we're a 130-year-old startup. And everyone looked at me like I'm crazy, which you do, and I'm sure many, many people will continue to do so. And I said, what do you mean? I said, look, we have a 130-year-old name. Mm-hmm. We build amazing equipment. But our method to marketing and then going to market at the time was we sold direct. We focused on the top 10 pizza chains. Mm-hmm. We had CTX doing a fantastic job at Chili's. We did roll out with them and some of the other casual dining chains that were out there. But that was really it. We weren't using reps. We weren't using dealers.
Okay.
There wasn't a catalog.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I went back to I think even maybe before I started in the industry is what I felt like I walked into. So I said, guys, that's a good thing, though. And they all looked at me like I was crazy. And they said, why? And I said, because we're going to blow it up. We get to start the whole thing over. That's the startup.
Yeah,
they said,
absolutely.
What do you mean? I said,
starting fresh.
We've got the hardest part done. We make great equipment. We got good people. We got all these other things done. The
foundation's there.
The foundation's there. Now let's just figure out, blow the rest of the stuff up and realign ourselves, recreate ourselves, and do it the right way.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been this fun ride, since September to come in and really work with John Kanye, our president, and some others in the building to really change the dynamics of this company. So,
it's never been a better time.
No, and I joked with the guy or the people in the office. They said, now the downside of being a startup, they said, yeah, we're not going to get paid like tech. There's no shares coming. There's no early retirements at 29, 30. I'm going to have some high school friends that were retiring from Dell at 32 in Austin, Texas. No shit. I have a friend that had retired twice by 41.
My God.
I mean, crazy.
Yeah,
back in the day. I mean, that's generation, a little bit different than you guys, right? So I graduated high school in 90. Went to college after that, but during that 90, that tech boom, all that Dell and those guys. Oh, I mean, gosh, it was insane.
We were in Apple headquarters, the new headquarters, the end of last summer. This immediate journey, and we couldn't really talk too much about it. I don't know. I guess I still can't really talk too much, but we had to sign an NDA and everything. But we were in this new $45 million kitchen, and this immediate thing, one of the consultants out there hired me and one of my senior techs to come out and do all the startups and commissionings for the whole kitchen.
That's freaking awesome.
I couldn't film too much. It was crazy, but we were talking about the guys that were in tech. And he's like, you see that guy over there? Some guy was walking in pajamas with flip-flops, and he was like, yeah. He said, I guarantee you that guy just came out of his mom's basement. He's probably 21 years old. He's probably making $250,000 a year.
I told you earlier, I've got a son. He's 22, extremely proud of him.
Crazy.
He learned coding himself, didn't go to college. He said, Dad, do I need to go? I said, look, you understand coding, you're a tech. If you need to pick up the other things, you just educate yourself along the way. I would not go spend 4 years in college and strap yourself with student debt. Yeah. And you're already ahead of the game. Yeah. He's been promoted 4 times. He's just shy of making what his old man does on a salary alone. He's 22.
It's a beautiful thing.
So, proud as hell. Congrats, Jordan. But, at the same time... it's crazy what it's doing. But so anyhow, so I had a fun time with the guys saying, look, this is going to be fun. We get to recreate ourselves. We're going to use digital. We're going to do all these other things. But just, unfortunately, we don't get to pay like tech. We don't get paid that way, just like you don't get paid that way. So, but no, again, that all leads back to tech and what's happening in the industry. And it's a lot of fun. So,
yeah. And you could even use that to do, we talked about this here. We actually went to Pacinka Ferry for a pizza party thing, right?
But we were there, pizza for him. Yeah, Nick was there cooking, and I had Steve with our group. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about it here, and we were gonna reach out to manufacturers, see if they wanted to send us equipment, and maybe we get local reps or whatever to come in and corporate chefs or whatever, and start doing pizza parties and put it on our media channel and start doing stuff like that. Maybe at one point.
No, let's do it. I just got done telling you. Hey, real quick, Rich has got a kitchen.
Yes.
In Bayonne, New Jersey.
Right outside Manhattan.
Was it?
Right outside the city.
I know it's right outside Manhattan.
15 minutes.
So we're what, $75 an hour to rent your test kitchen?
Yes.
All right, Rich is renting this. I'm forcing him into this because I told him he's got a huge asset here that all of us manufacturing people need access to, because sometimes people aren't going to drive 3 hours to go test their pizza and something or test a burger or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
They're testing. Rent the thing out, but also that's a great way to tie it together. We had a magazine. We had some media there for that event you were at.
Yes.
We had reps cooking. We had you there. To me, that's what's so fun now. Before I would never see a service company at any of these things.
Nope. Right.
I wouldn't see media.
Now we're out there
it's
filming.
Kind of cool that everyone, here I am going, hey, I want to fly in early Sunday. I want to come check out your place finally. I'm going to be in the area.
Yes.
I live in Texas. I get a chance. I'll spend an extra day and come in early. That wasn't available. Awesome. People didn't do that stuff anymore. Yeah. So getting back to that people business and all that stuff, it's a fun time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We get to sell our personal brands. We get to sell our business, our companies that we work for.
Yep.
We get to hopefully get some sales going and create new opportunities, and and then it's shareable. I mean,
Absolutely.
People are sharing. I mean, I'm seeing people more and more starting to share the things that we're doing, and that just tells me that we're doing something right and that people want to see this. So, I mean, never been a better time.
No, and there's so much learnings. I mean, when I watch you, I watch Josh, and I watch the others on your side that are active right now doing it, aside from the group, the Fed group.
Yeah.
I learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? What's a day in a life like? You know, we're just as bad and guilty of it too sometimes. I pick up the phone. I'm like, I don't give a shit what you got going on. I need someone to get there in 2 hours, dude.
Yeah.
And you're my guy, so get the hell out and go figure out how to get it fixed,
Yeah. And that's something too, like to let you know, to see what's going on and to let everybody kind of get a bird's eye view of what's happening. We're getting ready to do from inception of the phone call for a combi oven, one of the manufacturers we work with, to the site survey, to the install, and show
Please tell me it's Blodgett.
To Z. It can be.
Stephanie Martin, if you're listening, get a hold of Rich ASAP.
We need to get some Blodgett combi installations.
Bring Sarah down too. She's a blast. You'll have fun. Chef Sarah.
Let's do it. Let's do this thing. So reach out. Let's get a Blodgett combi install going here. And again, we could do it with the CTXs at some point down the line.
Yeah.
Right? We do an installation. We show, and not just the installation, but you got to show everything that's involved, because there's, at a service company, we sell time at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
you're all about billable hours like a doctor, a lawyer, everyone else.
So when a truckload shows up and maybe these big monster ovens are coming, you're going to see a crew bringing it in, uncrating it, checking for the freight damage, staging it, making sure it's good to go, reloading it on the truck. I mean, these are all hours that are involved. So, I mean, it'd be nice, I think, for an end user to see, for the manufacturer to kind of see what's going on in the marketplace, what's actually happening. It kind of gives everybody, breaks down the perception, and we could all step into reality and have real conversations.
Well, and even for me, now that I can see and understand that better too, I handle that phone call differently. I call and go, look, I know you're busy, I know this, but I also know you have these things. Could you find a way to ask so-and-so and so-and-so? Because I understand your business. So I might even be able to make a recommendation. Hey, can we work together this way, and could you slide me in because of that? Mm-hmm. But not knowing anything, unfortunately, we get in the mindset is everything, as I just looked over at your fish here. But, it's a mindset. You got to break the mindset. There's so many antiquated mindsets in our industry right now. It's got to change. And
transparency. I would urge anyone watching or listening to this, transparency. Be transparent. Be as transparent as you can. I mean, we have the technology now to do that with our software company right now.
Yep.
Davisware, actually. We have the tablets unloaded right now. As we talked about some inventory we're putting in place, we're finally barcoding everything. Yeah. And we also have, with the tablets, I mean, we're taking pictures and videos. We're attaching them to the work order. Just purchased the customer portal, so now customers will be able to log in, see the video, see the befores and afters, see the picture, whatever they want to see. It's going to be at their fingertips. And that's, the power of the technology and the media and just being as open as possible.
You've got to be. I mean, I think, people are starting to realize that, like I said, I look through the process of a sale, right? Mm-hmm. I go find someone who has a need. I get on the phone with them, try to go out and meet them, talk to them. We do some testing. We do all that. But that goes all the way through to you guys installing, to then you guys supporting us on the other end of the thing.
There's a saying. I think someone just said this to me too, and I've heard it before. But sales sells the first unit, service sells the second.
Oh, in the third, in the fourth,
right,
in the fifth.
Yeah. Yes,
it does. I mean, it's. I tell people, we were talking about being transparent. Going back for a second, one of my sayings that I always use is, I don't walk on water. I tell my kids too. I'm your dad, but I'm going to make mistakes. I'm human.
That's right.
Now I'll tell you when I do it, and I hopefully won't make them too stupid, but nonetheless, I'm going to make mistakes. But, that's part of that transparency that all of us need, because it's real. The one thing that scares me about social and digital right now, having kids, is the shit they're looking at isn't real. I mean, some of the stuff up there, I mean, they think they got to be a certain way. I got an 11-year-old daughter last night, and we're having a talk before I leave, and we're having a conversation. I'm like, honey, this is like watching a movie. It's just on someone creating this image. which is part of personal branding. Look, everyone's out doing it, and look, if you make a living doing it, more power to you. But I think, it's important incumbent upon us too to make sure, we're teaching from it. But
yeah. There's a lot of scary things going on with Instagram, especially Instagram, and the kids and everything. It's just seeing things that are just people are posting the best part of their life, and they're not showing anything else. They're showing they're picking the best picture, the best lighting, the best this, that. Go and stand in front of a car that it's not even theirs, and they're just doing different and just putting out like a persona that's not real. And a lot of these kids buy into it. They're buying into the likes and the followers and.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what my kids rate everything I do by how many likes I get.
I know.
So that video you were talking about, I didn't even know it got posted. My kids told me before I ever even knew it had happened. I'm like, Dad, you're on Instagram. There's another video. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And they're like, you only have 15 likes right now.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, so what am I, 100 likes away from being a cool dad? Or, where is that cut point?
Yeah.
What am I trying to achieve here?
Yeah, like, and with that's funny, too, because I have, my friends have kids, and they were like, oh, you're on Instagram, Uncle Rich? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, let me see. And this was like last time. They're like, oh, you only have 980 followers? Oh, they're like, goodbye. They didn't want to, they didn't want to look at it. I'm like, come on. I'm like, it's not about that.
No. But anyway, I mean, your point. Peeling back the onion, doing these things, educating, and allowing people to work together comprehensively. And, I'll even challenge on your inventory thing. So as you go through and do that inventory, ensure you have the things you need. I think it's really important for factories to find a way to align with you.
Yes.
I mean, why not get to a point where I can look in and see your inventory, you can see to some degree ours, that then you can auto ship, order, boom.
Yeah.
Transaction take, just like if I go to Amazon, I want to buy something. I'm not going to call anybody. I'm not going to do anything. I look up.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I need a vitamin, boom. Order it. And in fact, I'm laughing because I had vitamins sent to my hotel this morning via Amazon. Got up this morning. They said, Mr. Breiner, get a package, grab my vitamins, and got on with my day.
No. Can't beat that.
But
I mean, yeah.
That to me also is the next generation of Davis Ware and what you're doing on inventory and those things. You gotta close loop the system. You gotta get everyone on that same system and create a closed loop so you don't have all these open loops that look like tentacles coming from an octopus. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the customer is still the head of the octopus.
That's it. And we're all pulling
11 tentacles.
We're all pulling from the same customers at the end of the day too. We're all pulling the reps, the dealers, the factory. I mean, we're all pulling from that same end user.
Exactly.
And we have to make sure that we're all connected and talking and communicating. And I mean, for service companies, I mean, we would love to just know what's in our market. We were talking, and I say that because we were talking about this at Davis Ware, where Jen Davis was actually talking about. I don't know what industry exactly it was. She was talking about. It wasn't the automotive. But anyway, it was another industry that she's in. The car industry. It might have been somewhere else her software is, but
what do they do?
It's basically what it is. It's the service companies for this equipment that's out in the field. I don't think it was cars.
Hey,
but
is there more water? You don't mind? Thanks.
Regardless of what it was, basically every time this equipment is sold, it's kind of like the serial number is kind of auto updated, auto registered.
Yeah.
And to a marketplace, to the servicer that could see exactly what's there, which would like be a game changer because, we kind of go, I don't want to say 100% by feeling of what's in the market, but we've been here a long time, so we kind of have a history and know what's out there.
Right.
But especially with new rollouts and different new equipment coming into the field more and more, it would just be nice to know everything that's here. Say, hey, yes, we have 250 of these models, all within a 50-mile radius of your place. You should really have these on every van, and now we know it, and now it's like, okay, this is I would make an investment if I know that.
Think about the customer experience though too. If you're notified, this ships. So the day it ships, it goes to this portal, whatever you want to call it, sends you a heads up because you're RASA in this area, and it says, hey, we're shipping a CTX in. It's going to Bob's, whatever it is, You could auto-generate an email that follows that says, hey, Bob's, just want to let you know, Malachi cares. We're here for you.
Yes.
We're the ones that do the warranty work. He gets that. And it is the automotive because I just got a truck not too long ago. I just bought a pickup. And at first, it was a little overwhelming, all these extended warranty shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I mean, my inbox and my phone was blowing up.
Yeah.
But it triggered everything.
Mm-hmm.
I had a follow-up from the service guy going, hey, I just want to let you know, Mr. Breiner, congratulations on your new F-150. If you need service, I'm your guy, so forth, so on. I'm thinking, man, what a touch.
Love it.
What a touch. I know the guy saved his thing in my phone, so I can easily find him as soon as anything. Hopefully, it's a truck. It'll break.
Yeah,
but,
eventually.
something goes wrong.
Something will happen, right?
But imagine if we had that level of service. Now,
I would love that.
The guy's not trying to find it. We're not trying to find manuals. We're not trying to go online and look through a listing of God knows how many people that if it's updated, that's the other problem we're not good at right now.
Yeah.
Right? Is keeping everything fresh and updated on newsware. But, close that loop again. I ship it. You get notified, or whoever the ASA is in the area.
Give us the opportunity to reach out.
Yeah.
Like that Ford F-150. Give us the opportunity to reach out to that customer and say, hey, you got a great oven and you got a great service company here for you if something happens.
Well, and think of the security as a customer, right? So I felt good, right? I bought the truck. I know it's going to break one day. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just feeling cool that I got a new truck at first. But
of course,
when that person calls me, I'm going, you know what? Cool. I feel safe. I know that guy's got my back.
Yes.
So if someone buys equipment from me and then they get a reach out from you within 24 or whatever, even before the thing ships, hey, just if you have any problems, install. If you have any problems, get
How do we
started.
do this?
Yeah.
How do we make this happen?
You figure out your software. I'll bring you up to Chicago and let's figure out how to make it happen.
All right. Okay.
I'm serious. It's
yeah.
a no-brainer to me.
Yeah. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be amazing for the industry as a whole.
Oh, it would be. Well, let's go. You're leading. Let's keep leading.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously, I'll bring you to Chicago. Let's figure it out. You get your software figured out. Send it to me early. I'll let our people take a look at it. I'm no software person at all.
Bro, no, me either. I'm learning little by little on certain things, but not a software guy.
That's about it.
Me too. I'm a good typer. 60 words a minute.
Angel's laughing. He's like, "Who types anymore, man? People talking to phones."
That's right.
Audio. Dictate everything.
Audio's.
Angel's like, "I haven't typed since '72."
Alexa, type this for me.
So, yeah, my kids even. I'm like, dude, would you call somebody? Or I'm getting rid of your freaking phone. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're getting an iPod again with freaking data.
Yep.
I'm like, y'all don't even talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm like, my son's like, what was the score of the Cubs game?
Yeah.
What was the score of this game?
Yes, I do the same thing.
And I'm like, do you type? He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Audio is the next big thing.
Hell, they don't even learn to write anymore. They don't know cursive, and now they're not even going to learn how to type anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, this is the world. The world.
I
is
picked the wrong time
changing.
to go through school, man. That was a challenge in school. ADD in school did not.
Oh my God.
It's not a good.
It wasn't
It's a
good.
volatile cocktail right there.
Yeah. No. School and me didn't go very well together.
No.
It wasn't good. But
anyhow.
Yeah.
No. But this interaction, this thought sharing that just occurred, that's what we need to be doing as an industry.
Yeah. And then the execution on it, and that's why we started the Fed group, to hopefully get people excited about it, because there's a lot of people are just generally, I think, unsure how to start. They're scared to start, and some of them they flat out just don't know why. Why do I need to do this?
Yeah.
And what's the ROI? What's the ROI? That's all everybody wants to hear. And you're not going to be able to find any massive numbers that are going to give you, because it's an industry that's quiet. You're just not going to find 50,000 likes. You're not going to find 100,000 views. But eventually, as we continue to build, it's going to happen over time.
Well, and people look at ROI. And even when I came into Middleby Marshall, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're getting rid of this. Everyone's kind of like, whoa. I mean, this is, it wasn't a paradigm shift. It was like a world-changing shift inside that building. And, we're a publicly traded company. We want to be responsible and accountable to our shareholders, and we do everything we can every day to make sure that we're profitable and do the right things. But, at the end of the day, it's all about customers.
Yeah. They sign our checks.
So, sometimes you have to look at ROI and say it's loyalty.
Yeah. Yes. There's big
People
ROI.
People go, what? No, you're not going to put a dollar on it. I mean, I can't track every little customer.
It's not a measurable.
What they
it's not a measurable on paper.
No, you can't measure it. But look, the guy's going to buy another oven. He builds another restaurant. He's going to buy another oven. So, it's the intangibles that you can't necessarily measure, but at the same time, is growing your business.
Yeah.
And this industry is still very word of mouth, which I think is really cool. It's very incestuous. It's very small. It's very word of mouth.
For sure.
So if I can create loyalty and good experiences for people, they're going to talk to other people. They're going to go buy that oven versus somebody else's oven just because of that right? I mean, they're making huge investments. This equipment is not cheap.
Right. Right.
So, they've already thrown their nuts on the table to go out and open a restaurant, take the risk and do everything else. Buying equipment's just as risky and scary for them too. So, again, you can't put a dollar on loyalty, but when you get it and you do the right thing, transparent, honest, like we talked about earlier.
Yes.
The business keeps coming.
It does. And I look at opportunity and ROI in this happening right now. Me and you sitting here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think a year and a half ago that this might have been possible if I didn't start my journey. I don't know. I don't believe
I would have never left on a Sunday to fly in.
Yeah, I mean,
no offense.
Listen,
to fly into Newark.
No. Nobody wants to fly into Newark.
Sitting 45 minutes crossing a bridge. It's like Malachi service is 2.3 miles, 58 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. I could be in Europe. Yeah, but I mean, I would have never done that.
Right. This is all happening because of I would say media and face to face at NRA and getting to meet each other and
but you
creating
lead.
relationships.
You led. You did the right thing. I'm trying to lead and do some things on my side that we can do it. And then at the end of the day, these guys, again, like you, Josh, and the others are out there doing it. Let's just start connecting the dots in, right? That's that closed loop system again.
Yes.
Right. You're just saying, hey, if I invest in this, how can I tie into your software? Come up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Right.
But I know the people that can figure it out for you.
Right.
And now that I know you need it, now that I know what you're doing, investing in, take it one step further and let's tie each other back together and create a closed loop, which ultimately is centered around the customer in the middle, and that gives them a better experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key, the customer experience. And I'll tell you something else technology-wise that we just started doing. We implemented something called Survey Square.
Okay.
So every time at 2 p.m. automatically, our first calls are already set for tomorrow. So automatically at 2 p.m., an email and a text message goes out to our customers for that first call.
That's awesome.
And it gives them a picture of the technician coming, a little bit of bio about them, and it tells them what we're coming to fix.
Freaking cool.
And when they get the text message, it just says, reply 1 if you confirm this appointment. And we just get a reply back, and we can text each other through that way if we wanted. And after each technician is ready to move to the next job, he hits the travel button, and that happens again. And at the end of every call, when they hit the closeout on the work order, now the customer gets a survey to their email, 1 to 10, rating the experience, the customer experience from the office to the technician to how we approach the service call to the appearance to everything. So now we have more measurables for our technicians to say, hey, listen, you guys are doing great, or you guys kind of falling short on some things, so we can continue to improve.
Well, and I would challenge too that, and I don't know the statistics. It'd be interesting for you guys to look at, but the response rate from text versus email is insane. Like, I mean, I forgot my AT&T bill. They let you know the next day you didn't pay it. Mm-hmm. It was a text. It says press 1 to pay. 1 to pay. Confirm. Press 1. 1 done.
Yep.
I did it all in less than a minute. If they send me an email, it's sitting in my email.
Yeah.
So I think you're onto something too, utilizing the text because people respond.
Because this is, okay, cool. It's right there, done.
Yep.
I mean, we're on our phones all day, so.
There's a 75-year-old mother, God bless her, Patty Breiner, that.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. That just got her first iPhone.
Nice.
And she for years said, I'm tired of no one calling me. I'm tired of having to go over to your sister's house to look at your niece and nephew's phones on this Insty thing, as she called it back then, to see what's going on in your life. And I can't ever get a hold of your kids. And I said, Mom, the kids don't, like I said earlier, they don't talk on phones. They don't do much of that. I said, you need a phone. You got to text. And I said, look, I get eyesight, all that. But my kids love the fact she might be one of the few people left keeping the guy that made the flip phone yeah, in business. I mean, there's one guy left at AT&T supporting flip phones, and that's for my mom.
Yep.
So anyhow, she's on it, and now she's texting. She's texting her grandkids. She's like, oh, my. I mean.
Yeah.
And we got her occupied. She gets to go up to Apple once, twice a week, gets to take a free class, learn how to use. She's retired. Now she's got, she's busy. She's learning, using her brain.
That's great.
It's all good, but it's kind of fun even watching her trying, who fought it for so long, go, okay.
Yep.
Now this is the deal that I'll do.
Can't beat it, join them. That's it.
That's it.
Get in there.
So.
Nice.
Holy shit, I almost forgot.
Uh-oh. Surprise here. What do we have?
I know you only wear black. But I'm going to have to change this. And Angel, you too. I'll bring you one next time. Straight from the ATX, brother.
Look at that. Oh, man, I appreciate that.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you so much. Boom. I will rock that.
Good.
You'll see me in one of my videos.
I'm going to add a little color to your life there, Richie. Add a little color to your life there, Richie.
I know. I'm doing the Steve Jobs thing. I'm wearing the same thing every day.
I see that.
So building that brand, everybody knows. But I'm going to change this. We're gonna rock this.
All right.
You'll see
perfect.
That.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
No, man, I'm glad to do it.
Yeah. So
anything else you want to cover? Or?
No, I think we could start to slowly wrap this up.
Okay.
What's your favorite?
Let me talk about CIA if I can real quick.
Please.
Okay, cool. So the reason why I came in town, also, like I said before, is we're creating a partnership with Culinary Institute America. We're going to start at Hyde Park. So
Beautiful.
the CTX technology that we have, I started realizing that I've got a lot of people that I've got to train because they're scared of what they don't know, chefs in particular.
Yep.
And to them, they're used to chefing pans, and why would you push a button, let something go through, and there's no way it can be as good. But secondly, I've got to stop letting people graduate from culinary schools that don't know anything about our technology. Yeah. So we've been blessed and fortunate and so thankful for Lee Ellen Kirk. Lee Ellen, thank you for helping us forge this partnership. So we're going to go, we donated CTX to them. They're going to actually implement it and do a technology class and a baking class. For me, it's also the ability to have more chefs cooking on it. What else can this thing do, right? Every day we learn something new. So I'll be driving up to Hyde Park this afternoon, and then we'll be installing and doing a talk out there on our CTX and our technology. But it's even beyond just Middleby Marshall. The other Middleby brands, Pitco's out there already. I believe Scott Heim over at Evo and our new Scott Heim, our new ventless president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scotty got the promo. Great guy. But I know Evo's working on getting out there. But, for us as a company, those type of partnerships too, right? So you look at the tentacles again of the octopus. It's parts and service. It's culinary schools. It's all these things that we're trying to close that loop and make sure we're investing in and doing and supporting out there. And it's important to do it. And for, because of the change in technology and the speed we're changing, we're just talking about parts. And you're like, man, how much do I invest in what?
Right.
You got a new control showing up every 6 months now.
All the time.
It's like buying that computer. You bought it. It's like buying a car too. You buy it, you leave the parking lot, you left the Apple, and boom, it already dropped $200.
That's right. It's true.
So how do we find a way to make sure they stay up to date too on the technologies, what's out there, what's available?
Yeah.
Think about those guys going through culinary school. I mean, we're talking about automation and stuff now. I mean, these guys were all about everything by hand, and it was so perfect and every, whatever level of cooking you're doing. And now we're talking about automated processes. How do you run your business cleaner? How do you be more consistent in what you do? How do you make a working environment better for employees? Which is another thing I didn't touch on CTX. If you're sitting over a 500-degree, 450-degree griddle, charbroiler, those things, how many guys do you think want to come in and work those?
Right.
CTX, you can touch the outside. I'm at 875 degrees. I can touch the outside of my oven and not burn a hand.
Wow.
So, again, we help the environment the employees have to work in, which then hopefully helps the restaurants recruit employees to get in there and come do those things.
Yeah, those things matter.
Skill set level, but also based on a better working environment too. But again, the CIA thing is something I'm so excited about. I've worked with Lee Ellen. Dave Brewer put us together and been working with her to get this going and can't tell you how excited I am. And I've never been to CIA. I'm going to be like a kid at Disneyland.
Yeah. I've never been up there either.
So
One day.
I'm excited. Next trip, I'll bring you up.
I'm in.
All right, perfect.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, we're excited to be partnered with CIA and to start doing this. I know some other folks do it out there too. But we really think we can leverage this and make it something great for everyone, and especially the students themselves. So
that's
something
great.
Fun and exciting to do. But again,
that's great.
5 years ago, this is not the way we were thinking in this industry.
And it's innovation, it's change, and you got to welcome it. You got to be out there and being part of it.
Well, and it's educating, just like you're trying to do. How do you educate? How do you get people in the door and then educate them?
Yeah.
How do I get the new chefs and the other people out there educated on what's going on in the world, and it'll help you too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just hit me. I'll talk to Lee Ellen. You need to come up there and talk to them so they know what the hell to do when their shit breaks and they don't treat you like a piece of shit.
Yes.
Excuse me. I don't know how much this thing you ought to be able to put on.
No, we could say whatever we want.
But I think it's important for you that you get out there. I mean, that's, again, closing that loop. What all the things that these guys are involved in? They're going to be purchasing food. They're going to be dealing with shipments, receiving. They're going to be dealing with equipment. They're going to deal with front of house. They're going to be dealing with equipment breaking, all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, to me, and this is a great idea, actually. I'll bring it up to her when I'm out there. But maybe we can get you out there to go talk to her.
Definitely.
Because to me, that's just another missing piece. And they don't know how to deal with stuff.
I would welcome that. I would love that. Hopefully I could film it and we could kind of put it out there. So share it with some other end users and other culinary schools maybe across the country that need to see stuff like that. Because, we are here to assist you and to help you and to keep your businesses running.
Yeah.
And, I talk a lot about our time being devalued and like, can you just swing in? Can you just do that? Can you cut me a break? Can you cut me a deal?
There's no just anything.
Right.
Not in your business.
No. And so
there's no just 1 minute.
No. No, there isn't. And there's this perception that we could just swing in and do this. When you see the board, we're jam packed. You know, you're gonna have this rep, this deal, this manufacturer, this customer. It's all happening right now as we speak. These phone calls are coming. Hey, can you just do this today? Can you do this today? And you have 7 calls under his name, 7 under his, 10 under his. Where am I swinging this in? So, you know, to talk a little bit about some of the pain points that we go through and have just empathy. You know, I want to have empathy for what you guys do. Put myself in your shoes, kind of swing it back the other way. It would be a great way to teach and us to learn from what on their end.
Yeah. Well, and again, back to what we were talking at the beginning. I mean, one of the challenges is we're in this paradigm shift where we have some older people that have been in the industry that are, you know, slowly heading out to retirement and enjoy the rest of their life. Yeah. But there's an opportunity to change it, right? Same reason I'm doing this. I'll give you an oven if I can start teaching chefs how to cook on my ovens now instead of them being afraid of it. Yeah. You get a chance to start changing how these guys come out of college and or culinary school and their thought process behind service companies and everything else. Yeah. And to me, you guys have to start stepping up a little bit on those sides too. You know, it's one thing to keep crying foul. It's another thing to say enough of this shit. I'm going to go out there and figure out a way to educate people or do something, or just a relationship, right? Just the fact you show up, you go out there, talk about everything else. Doesn't mean the guy's going to, you know, be a superstar in parts and getting service done to those things, but it breaks down the walls, the barriers, all that. Yeah. And starting that connection with people when they're young coming out of those things, I think long-term can help all of us pay dividends and change the perception and change how the calls are handled and people's expectations. Yes. All right, I'll talk to them about it. I think it'd be great for all of us.
I think so.
That'd be cool.
All right. Awesome.
Cool.
All right, so we're going to take this one down.
I'm good.
That's it?
That's it.
We did it. We've said it all. Until next time. We'll be back. This is the Care Factor podcast you were listening to. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.